It's Monday. Is it Monday?
It is Monday because I know what you're doing right here, working hard.
I'm
Got the laptop. You're multitasking, right?
Multitasking, doing the Mondays with Mike thing that airs at 1. You're never too old to learn something new.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I'm down with that.
I just learned something new moments ago as JD was taking a picture, like a selfie of us.
I was trying to get,
moments ago. So apparently now, I'm just learning this. It's like a passe. It makes you look like a boomer if you say 3, 2, 1 and then take the picture, or 1, 2, 3 and then take the picture.
That's the rumor now. You're not supposed to count. I always thought it was very polite, so people knew, get ready. But I guess this time it's so fast, you're ready. You mean if the phone goes up, you need to be ready at that moment.
I got to run this, but I have to run this by my daughters.
You've got a great resource to check up on this. I do the same thing with my boys. My kids, when I need, mine are a little older. I don't know if they're the same. I don't know how the generational things work. If they're the same
I don't know.
I don't know. But they would. But I'm sure your girls and my guys at least have a clue about what we're supposed to be doing and not doing.
I will tell you that now that I think about it, I don't think I've ever heard them count when they took a picture of us for some reason. So that maybe it's all coming together now. Like, I should have taken the clues from them and realized that counting was an old-fashioned thing to do. Well, actually, really old-fashioned is saying cheese.
Oh, right.
They say cheese.
That was classic, right?
You don't hear people say that anymore.
No, people don't say that one anymore.
Little kids,
and then, I'm glad we test them, because the other thing is, lately I've been trying to just reply with emojis. That's my thing. I think that might be dating me as well. I'm not sure that emojis are the way to go all the time.
There is a secret world of emojis. I will tell you, I heard that giving the thumbs up can be insulting somehow.
I usually, if one of my boys are around, I'll ask him. I'll be like, "Hey, I want to post this emoji as a comment," because I try to comment on my coworkers.
Yeah, that's very good of you to do.
I'm assuming everybody knows that, in our world, social media is part of the job, and we need interaction and stuff like that. So I try to comment and like my coworkers' posts.
It costs you nothing to like the video.
Right. I'm trying to do that to help out. I'm hoping they do it to mine, and we're creating this synergy that our management and all the folks at Fox who are important decision makers like that. Hope they like that. But sometimes I don't want to be putting the wrong emoji or putting the wrong idea out there. I made a comment on one of my wife's posts the other day, and somebody tried to. It was sarcastic or some kind, and somebody jumped in and called me a creep or something like that, and I'm like, whoa, time out.
Hold on.
I don't know.
I'm married to her.
I know, right? I'm married. I mean, I'm not going to be rude to her, but there's a different thing. So sometimes you have to be careful how you're doing all those things. Hey, happy week of Thanksgiving, by the way.
Happy Thanksgiving
as well.
I think there's a turkey emoji, isn't there?
Oh, it got to be.
There's got to be a turkey emoji.
Yeah.
Big travel week. Got some graphics that we have prepared to share with you. This one, was this an Allison special?
If it's links, it was.
It probably was. Yeah. So this.
It is, but she sort of modeled it after a Max graphic that I found.
Oh, well then there you go. So there's no imitation is the sincerest form of flattery or something like that.
Yeah, it's that. That's what we're talking about.
So as far as local weather affecting travel at Busher Hobby, it is really no problem. Today, very slight chance of rain, maybe Wednesday. We will have a back and forth of wind and temperatures, but I don't think it's anything that's going to cause any trouble.
Driving's not going to be a problem around as well.
I don't think so.
I run up to Huntsville. That's where we go.
Yeah.
So if you're going around College Station, Huntsville, even into Austin or Dallas.
Yeah, I mean, other than some wind, maybe, it should be fine. As far as Thanksgiving Day, we're still trying to figure out the hour, exactly that this front is going to pass through, but it does look like it's going to move through around, sometime middle part of the day probably. That'll drop the temperatures, it'll bring in some higher winds and things like that, but no severe weather or anything too nasty.
I spent some time on the word to describe the frontal passage. I do this a lot, Mike, because I think it's important that when you say a front's moving through, you have to use the right term.
Okay.
Does it crawl through?
Oh.
Does it roar through?
Okay.
I worked hard to come up with sweep. It's this one
through.
On the Thursday one. I think it's going to be a sweeping.
Yeah.
I think you're going to notice it.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be one that's super stormy or loud or rumbly.
It's just sort of like.
I think the winds will definitely shift, and you'll notice it. What's a term you like to use when you describe a front coming through? Different, it could be different types of fronts.
Well, if for one like this, well, see, now I have sweep on the brain, so I don't know how I can. I don't.
We're not.
That's what I'm going to say now.
Well, in this particular front, but like, let's say there's a front that's just a freight train. I mean, that's going to be making big, like
maybe barrel.
Oh, good one. Yeah.
Not barrel the storm, but like a barreling on through.
A front that barrels.
Plow.
Through. Oh, plowing. I like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But this one, I know tomorrow, I am going to say sweep probably 10 times. Now that is on the brain now. It's going to sweep through.
I was reading somebody online, I don't remember who wrote this, but they described it as a noticeable front.
Oh, noticeable.
Because, sometimes we've had some fronts come through and it's like
what happened? What front?
Did something change? I liked it was described as a noticeable front that would be coming through.
Yeah, that's kind of like, it's not like a 10 out of 10. It's sort of like, okay. Yeah.
All right, sorry, I got distracted. I was.
Yeah, I agree. It's noticeable. It's sweepy, but it's not barreling or anything like that. And should we get to this? Do you think we should get to the story after you finish your thought, or should we go back to the graphics?
I think we got. Did you have some good other graphics that you wanted to show?
I don't know if they're good. They're graphics.
Let's do more graphics.
Okay, so let's go back. So I had some headlines, and I did not use the word sweep. I just said cold front on Thanksgiving. I'm going to change that graphic. A cold front sweeps through Thanksgiving and brings a chilly Friday and Saturday. So right now, Amarillo is 37.
And this is not the sweeping front that we see right now.
No. Well, this one. Well, what would you say about this one?
Well, this one's going to sneak a little bit.
Sneak in
the middle of the night. It's going to come
through, and then the one.
I mean, again, you're going to notice it in the morning, but it's going to kind of
noticeable.
It's stealth mode.
Definitely stealthy. So right now it's 82 at Hobby. And we'll have to see what it is at Bush because it just updated. But the record for both airports is 86.
Oh, both of them? Okay.
Yeah, both of them. So that's probably going to get broken today. We already smashed the Galveston record, which is crazy because their record for today, surprisingly, is only 78.
Oh, well, that's gone.
So, yeah, so already surpassed that by 3 degrees. That, it's probably going to do it across the area today. And then here's a look at the travel forecast for tomorrow. And it is going to be colder. So, Dallas 61, New Orleans at 70. I talked to my brother over the weekend. He says,
Florida.
We had a cold front, it's 82. But I think it was probably in the 60s there in the morning. So maybe a delay there for New York or Boston. The rest of the country is really quiet. I have seen some big headlines, though, about some tremendous.
The Northeast.
A huge winter storm. And I don't know.
You're not buying it?
Well, no. I told the boss, I said, it might be like Buffalo.
Oh, right. No, it's going to be it's going to be somewhat isolated.
Probably not a tremendous, crippling impact, but, it's noticeable.
Lake effect snow.
Yeah. So if you're traveling there to those lake effect kind of spots, Erie, Pennsylvania, or something like that.
Is that the same atmospheric river?
That's the same atmospheric
river. It slid down,
river.
Right? Over on the West Coast?
Yep. And in fact, Fox Weather was mentioning potential travel trouble spots, and they highlighted Los Angeles, Sacramento.
Oh, I don't know why I wasn't thinking about that, but the snow forecast for that part of California.
Now, I know, you're a snow guy, ski guy. I've never done that before. But I bet you Copper Mountain's probably getting a lot of snow.
They will, for sure. They've had a couple good dumps this year. I haven't. I've never skied in Colorado, by the way. Never snow skied. Yeah, and I've never gone to California. Oh. I've never snow skied in California.
Oh, yes.
Colorado that's where I normally snow ski. They've been doing good.
Might be time for a trip.
I think I need to think about that for sure.
Okay. If you are traveling, you may be among the 18 million people who will be passing through the TSA checkpoints next week.
So don't be the ones who hold up the line by trying to bring items that aren't allowed. When in doubt, you can do this.
If you text Ask TSA, no spaces, you will get an answer back from us very quickly. For example, can I bring stuffing into the checkpoint operations for screening?
Say what?
Can I bring stuffing? There's no way that that's like healthy. It's not going to survive that trip.
Wait, I'm in awe. You can text.
What is
TSA,
it? Ask TSA.
Can we do that? Can we play that again? We need to try this.
If you text Ask TSA, no spaces, you will get an answer back from us very quickly. For example, can I bring stuffing into the checkpoint operations for screening?
It's got to be the numbers, right?
Can I bring stuffing on the plane? Question mark. I did what he put. I put Ask TSA in letters. It was.
Yeah, I wonder if it has to be the numbers.
But you think it has to be numbers? Like, kind of like well, no, they wrote back. Thanks for reaching out to Ask TSA. We're experiencing higher than normal wait times. Thank you for your patience. And it asks you, would you like information on TSA pre-check? What's allowed? Okay, so I want to know what's allowed.
Yeah.
So I'm going to respond with number 2. Oh, you can also ask them if they're hiring. That's interesting. Do I want information about carry-on or checked baggage?
Carry-on.
Carry-on baggage, you think? Okay, so I'm going to ask about carry-on baggage because we got to ask about the stuffing. Because he didn't say, did he say whether or not you could bring the stuffing?
He didn't answer.
And it's asking me e-cigarettes, electronics, firearms, flammable aerosols. I'm guessing none of these are going to be allowed, but it says absolutely nothing about stuffing. Again, this is Ask TSA, all letters. If you want to text them, and you could ask them a lot of questions. Powdered baby formula, lithium battery. It's a variety. If you don't know, if you're thinking to myself, you know, I am going to grandma's house, and she wanted me to bring her a lot of flammable aerosols.
Yeah.
And you don't know if you could bring that through the checkpoint.
Yeah.
Ask TSA, all letters. I put lowercase, didn't I?
Yep.
And you could text them and ask them that very question, flammable aerosol.
You can also check ahead of time and go to the TSA website. There's a tab that reads, what can I bring?
Oh, that'd be too easy.
That has useful information about items allowed or not allowed through the checkpoints.
Okay, so as you get to where you're going, it might be very cold, might be wintry. That wintry weather is hitting some of the country, as we just alluded to, could threaten some areas potentially during the Thanksgiving holiday. If you plan on driving to your holiday destination, you may want to make sure that your car is ready for the cold, and that's why we want to check in with Fox's Brady Talbert with more.
Those battery problems never happen at a good time or a good place.
Clay Ingram with AAA Alabama says your car is much like you. It does not enjoy the extreme temperatures. Most car batteries only last about 3 years, and the frigid air can shorten its lifespan even more. If you have had your battery for a couple years, he recommends you get it checked before it's too late and your car won't crank.
They've got some great battery testers out there now that can tell you sort of the general health of your battery. So you know that if it's it can tell you if it's, in pretty good shape or in terrible shape and about to go out on you or somewhere in between. And that way you can make an informed, educated decision about when and where to replace that battery.
We're all guilty of sometimes ignoring the warning lights on our dashboard, but it could eventually cost you. The cold weather is going to make your tire pressure drop. If your tires need to be 34 psi and your gauge shows 32, you will likely be okay. But if you get below 30 psi for most cars, AAA says you really need to address it.
Having underinflated tires can make you more prone, more likely to have a blowout or a flat of some kind. It wears your tires out a lot faster, and it also affects your gas mileage. You lose 2% of your fuel efficiency for every pound of pressure a tire is underinflated.
How's your PSI this morning?
We're almost out of time, but I do want to tell you that over the weekend I had my car, it was really idling, not idling, it was like accelerating very, very rough. So I knew something was happening, and I have a little scan tool that I popped in there, and it was a misfire on cylinder 1.
Oh, I've had it.
So I said, you know what? So I YouTubed it, and anyway, bottom line is I changed all 4 of the spark plugs. It was still misfiring.
Okay.
So I changed the ignition coil. No longer misfiring. The car drove like a dream.
How much work was that? Ignition coil? I've never done an ignition coil.
It was easy.
Oh,
I mean, it really was easy. But the only thing is, it costs like $80 for the ignition coil, and then the spark plugs, and I had to get the ratchet, you know, the socket and all that stuff. So yeah, it was about $150 all in. But you know, if I took it to the car repair place, it would have been more. But the satisfaction of telling my wife that I changed the ignition coil on the car.
She should pay you $80 just for your for your time.
I feel like I earned that. I'm going to put the name tag on there.
It's a lot of work.
Yep. All right. Well, I think we're going to take a break.
Let's do it
and figure out what happens next.
All right, doesn't matter what time of the year it is, hurricane season or not, a first aid kit is always good to have around. And sometimes there's more specific things inside of it that you should be aware of. And today on the Hurricane Gear Test, I want to tell you about some waterproof bandages.
I like this one.
I always tell people, make sure you have more than just Band-Aids in your first aid kit, but you are going to need a few of those as well. It's important to check and see what kind of wound care that you have available. And on today's Hurricane Gear Test, I want to show you a waterproof dressing that is made by a company here in Houston. The Dry Sea Bandage is not just waterproof, it will also indicate if it has been compromised from exterior moisture. Now, I think these were originally designed for showering after a medical procedure, but they also work well for those who like to be active around water activities. This is a clear bandage, and it has an interior pad that covers your wound. And then a perimeter band will change color if water starts to leak in from the outside. Now, that change in color will alert you before contaminants can reach the wound site. That middle pad will also change color from wound saturation, helping you to know that it's time to change the bandage. Okay, let me see if I can show you how this works. I'm going to try and do a bad job of applying this so that we have a leak on purpose. And you can see here now that I've get this off that it's blue on the inside, and you've got a clear bandage. And so normally you would apply this much better than what I'm doing here. And then this little part comes off. And so again, this is just kind of to show you how we can see the color change. You've got white right now everywhere, and if I were to take a little bit of water and pour in here, we're going to see that this starts to turn different colors. You see how we get the blue showing up? Now, obviously, this is a lot of a leakage, but normally you would, after wear and tear, you might have just a little bit of a leak, and that outside perimeter would begin to show by turning blue. But again, a reminder that this is a waterproof bandage, so if you were to apply it correctly, you would not have any kind of a leak that's this much. My demonstration was with a bandage that's too large for my hand. They do come in several different sizes, and they can be worn up to 4 days with no liquid indication. I give Dry Sea waterproof bandages a Cat 3 on my Hurricane Kit priority scale. Not everyone is going to need waterproof dressings in their Hurricane Kits. On their website, you'll find a box of 4x4 pads for $22. What specific item do you include in your first aid kits? Tell me on my YouTube channel. Just search for meteorologist John Dawson.
All right, you can take a trip to Galveston to experience a dazzling winter wonderland. Holiday in the Gardens and Iceland Pole to Pole is now open at Moody Gardens. The attraction showcases different animals along with an ice slide and a bar. I've been down that ice slide. Let me tell you something. It will cool you down, certain body parts down. The Festival of Lights features an ice skating rink, train rides, and more. Tickets for Iceland start at $29 for adults and $24 for kids. Tickets for the Festival of Lights start at $25 for adults and $21 for kids. Not inexpensive.
Yeah, no, that'll all add up, right? If
that will really add up, yeah.
Kind of All right, the holiday spirit is moving into the city with plans for the mayor's holiday spectacular. They're in place. It's also taking place over at Post Houston. Fox 26's Coco Dominguez takes us inside the Winter Wonder Lawn.
For the third year in a row, Post in downtown Houston is bringing thousands of lights to their 5-acre rooftop overlooking the city skyline. Winter Wonder Lawn is back. Is it too early to say happy holidays?
No, never. Not for me. I'd heard about this place for a while, so I wanted to come out, and this seemed like the perfect opportunity.
We came to come get dinner, and then we're just gonna hang out around here, enjoy the lights. You know, it's downtown during Christmas time, during the holidays, so it's a perfect place to take pictures and see the city.
How gorgeous is this staircase? I mean, and just looking around, this is a beautiful entryway that you walk into. All of those gorgeous trees all the way around definitely gets you in the spirit before you even step on the lawn.
We've been walking around. I feel like every time we look, there's like something else to look at, and then we've been just catching up. Obviously, we're all busy with our adult lives, so it's fun to like wind down and look at the lights, enjoy this city in the background is cool.
Happy holidays!
Oh my goodness, y'all are so cute. Are you enjoying yourself?
Yeah.
You are. Look at you just going around with a lollipop living life. Mom, you brought them on out here. What do you think?
We're so excited. We really love this atmosphere. We love the festivities. We love the warm weather, the lights. We love the food and the culture. So we're having a great time.
It's so great, right? It's peaceful. Have you been enjoying the lights?
We got to do a real, then I got to see Christmas.
You know what I'm saying? Christmas!
I can't wait to spend time with my family.
Oh, you're so cute, but we're not skipping Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah.
No, we're not. We're not skipping Thanksgiving. We're just taking a little time to get into the moment.
Yes, exactly.
Christmas,
you said it correct.
Then Thanksgiving, then Christmas.
Yeah.
You know?
I definitely like that order, guys. You got to come on out here. $7 admission Monday through Thursday for adults. For the weekend, it is $10, and kids 5 and under are free. Keep in mind, after Thanksgiving, the prices will go up, so might as well come get in the spirit and check out Houston skyline. I'm Coco Dominguez reporting from Post in downtown Houston. It's Fox 26 News.
All right, and I've only been there one time. Yeah. Whenever we did a promotional kind of photo shoot thing, you and I and Ramisha and Lena Maria, who
that's right,
moved on to bigger and better things. But it looked like a fun place to be.
Now it can be hot in the the wrong time of the day because it can be that rooftop can get blasted. But that's why you go downstairs and find something to eat.
There you go, food court. So after the break, we will have a few moments left to get you up to date on what to expect out there over the next several days. So we'll see you then. Just a couple minutes. All right, here's a look at the next 3 days. Breezy and very warm today, record-breaking most likely. 72 and cooler tomorrow, and then nice and warm Wednesday. Thanks for watching Forecasting with Friends. We'll see you next time.